Coming up next on Mental Health Matters with Marty, COVID edition. Listen, we have Dr. Story here, and we're talking about being thankful in this season of Thanksgiving. Stay tuned. What's up, everybody? Hey, I am Martina Sellers, and welcome to Mental Health Matters with Marty, COVID edition. And I am your mental health hygienist. And listen, it is Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Listen, I hope y'all got them greens on, getting ready to start baking, got those pies and cakes going. Listen, let us know how you are doing. Let us know who's watching. Hey, thankful Thanksgiving. Thankful Thursday is coming up. And as always, let's say this. This show is definitely meant to serve as an educational purposes only. We are just telling you our best recommendations whatsoever for being healthy and staying safe. We are not a substitution for the CDC, but if you're having any type of psychological or a medical emergency, please go see 911 or go to your nearest hospital. With that being said, what's going on, everybody? Miss Penny, how are you? Happy Thanksgiving, Miss Penny. Good to see you out there in our virtual world. Hey, what's going on, Joseph? How you doing? Robert Abercrombie, you eating some pie now? Did your mama make it? Hey, much love to the Abercrombie family, y'all. Everyone out there, yes. Pam, how are you? Good evening. Listen, like and share. We got a dynamic show for you tonight. We are so excited about. And listen, we know it's been tough. It has been a tough year, 2020. Did we ever get clear vision? Yes, we did. We got plenty of clear vision, y'all. And it may not have been the vision that we wanted, but it's the vision that we needed. So with that being said, we want to encourage you, listen, be thankful for the small things. Be thankful for life. Be thankful for what's around you and who's around you. Listen, nothing but blessings ahead of us. But I am not going to delay bringing on my co-host. Listen, he's from the DMV area itself. Hey, Annette, what's going on? How you doing, darling? Just want to make sure everyone is going well out there. Yes, I am kind of rested out there. But listen, let's bring on my co-host, none other from the DMV himself, Thomas. What's up?
What's going on, sir? How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm rested. I'm well rested.
You rested?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm off a week.
You're off a week?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All of us can't be off a week.
You know what? Why not?
I couldn't tell you.
It's called self-care.
Oh, is that what it's called? Okay, we'll leave it.
PTO. What's up, everybody?
What's going on? How you doing out there in the DMV?
I'm doing great. It is a chilly evening. It's been about in the 50s. Today it's been cool all week, so I'm just enjoying some time off, get some time to think, reflect, and be thankful that I'm still here and I'm still alive. And I know my mother's watching, and once I finish the show, I'll be headed down to see her so she can just stop texting and seeing where I am. But I'm just excited.
He's on his way.
I'm on my way. I'm just excited just to be here. I'm just excited to see you, Marty. I'm excited to be a part of the show. And most of all, I'm just excited that we're going to be talking about how thankful we are tonight.
Yes. And y'all, listen, while you're in there, put in the chat what you are thankful for, even in the midst of this pandemic that we're in. And what are you thankful for? And how has your life been better with that? Mama putting yes, mama, he on his way. So let's talk about that. Thomas, what are you thankful for during this time?
Honestly, Marty, I'm just if I'm very transparent, I'm just thankful for the opportunity to just be able to clearly write out my vision,
Okay.
to clearly assess where I have started from January the 1st of 2020
Right.
all
Right.
the way up until the November the 24th. And I
Mhm.
can just honestly say that it has been a year of reflection for me. It's
Yes.
been a year of transparency for me. And most of all, it's been a year of reveal. A lot of things have been
Yes.
shown, good, not so good, left
Right.
to the
Right.
right. But
Right.
it has built me up to become stronger, to adjust, and to accept things that I cannot change.
I love it. I love it.
What
And that's
about
so
you?
true. Well, hey, what's going on, Jerron? How you feeling?
What
I
up,
am.
Jerron?
Yes, yes. Listen, let's get Robert Abercrombie.
Oh,
Thankful for your surprise. Listen,
shout out, shout out, shout
wonderful. We
out.
are thankful for your sobriety as well. And those of you who are definitely remaining sober during this time, listen, we celebrate you during this
Yes,
time because
yes,
it's been hard, it's been difficult, but you
yes.
did not turn to those crutches that have you used in the past to get you through. So, Robert, we celebrate your sobriety too, man. Man,
You
I
got
need to
this.
see you. Where you been? I ain't seen you. You know what I'm grateful for? One of my mentees walked in my office today and called me and said, "You know what? Can we talk?" I'm like, "My brother, yes." And he is in my office right now. Shout out to Mr. Lito over here. I love
Shout
this young
out,
man.
shout out.
He's getting older. I'm not. I'm getting better with time. Watch your mouth. I'm great. Joseph, I hear you. I'm grateful to be alive. Thankful to be alive. You're absolutely right. But it does, you know what, Thomas, what does my heart
Yeah,
good?
yeah.
When I see young Black men who may have had some difficulties in their life, who've overcome circumstances
Yes,
and really is doing the thing
yes,
and is really making us proud. And so
yes.
I feel proud like a father because he's doing his thing out here.
Shout
He's a
out.
real estate agent out here in Southern California. Doing real estate in this pandemic is no joke. But
Right,
my young
right.
brother is out here doing it, and I'm so proud of him and all of his accomplishments.
Nice,
So,
nice.
so
Congratulations.
yes, so proud. See, again, see, they get showing you much love, my brother. Yes, yes. Gerald, let's look at some of these gratefulness, what people are grateful for on here as well. So, some of the other people read, Jerron, I am thankful for the opportunity to positively influence the lives of my scholars, continue to work on self-improvement, and for mental and physical clarity. I know that's right.
Awesome.
Yes, go ahead, read that one for us, Thomas.
I am thankful for my job. I work for a senior sales executive in medical supplies industry, and I was able to help the patients nationwide during this pandemic. Hats off to you. Shout out to you. Keep
Yes,
doing the great work.
I know Annette is out there making sure these folks getting these patients because she is serious about what she does. And then Pam, I'm thankful for my family, my two sons, Anthony and Angel, and my two grandsons, Mason and Nico. I am
Oh,
blessed. I love that. Thankful I woke up this morning. I love that. You're absolutely right. Thankful, thankful, thankful. So listen, keep telling us what you guys are thankful
right,
for with
right.
that. But Thomas,
Yes, Marty. What's up, brother?
my good friend. I'm so excited to bring her on tonight. She is dynamic. She is just a gift from God.
Mm-hmm.
She's a pastor. She prays till times get better. She will pray over you, pray for you, pray through you, pray around you,
All
pray
right.
under you. Justin says, I'm thankful for the opportunities that have been given to me so far this year that were unexpected. Justin, my brother, you're right. Go ahead.
Marty, this brother right here has a dynamic story. Justin, you are coming on our show. I will
love
tell
it.
you about his story. He is
Okay.
dynamic.
Come on, Justin. Come on,
But
Justin.
but guess what?
What?
Where is Miss Story from, though? Which coast is she from?
But let me say this. Let me say this. Don't you call on Dr. Story right now. We will let the East Coast borrow her. We will let the East Coast borrow her. She's in Philly right now.
Right.
And she pastors out of New York. She is the bomb.com, all of that and some more. She is just on fire. Talking about someone on fire who loves people, loves God's people. Listen, I met her when she was living in Phoenix. So how about that? So I'm claiming her on the West Coast.
Hold on. But where is
Here
she
you
at
go.
now the here and the now. Let's talk about the reality therapy, the
Tom.
here and the now. Where's she at?
Oh, you going there, reality. Okay. Listen, I ain't got time to fool with you today because I'm grateful for my sister, none other than Dr. MarQuerita Story. Dr. Story.
Hey there. How are you guys? You are a mess. Marty, I'm so glad to be with you guys on this evening. And I am on the right coast.
Yes. Listen, Dr.
So
Story.
grateful to be with you, gentlemen, tonight. So grateful
We
to be
are
with
so
you,
grateful to
gentlemen, tonight.
have you.
Blessings.
Listen, as we've been talking about what we're grateful for, what are you grateful for right now during 2020 and this difficult year we've had?
I'm thankful for family. I'm thankful for friends, and I'm thankful for my father. My dad is
Okay.
83 years old, and he's still
Mm,
here picking it up and putting it down, doing what he got to do. And
yes.
I'm grateful, grateful. I'm a grateful girl. Period.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
That's good.
Yes, Dr. Story, we just love you. And Jan talks about, I'm grateful for my family who is ever present in my life. That is such a blessing.
Hi,
Yes.
Jan. Jan
Yeah.
Fennell.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because during this time, we all know it, and Pastor Story and Thomas, that having family and biological family and even adopted family, sometimes these holidays are not grateful times and thankful
Right.
times for us with that. How do we press past maybe the family that we have, and then even the family that maybe God has given us, the families that we develop later on in life? How do we press past sometimes our hurt and pain? I'm going to start with you, Dr. Story, and then Thomas, I'm going to throw it over to you as well for that. See, the bomb.com, woman of God. I know that's right. See, Thomas, don't let her fool you. She got a following, baby, that is from here to across this country because people
You
who have
know
a
what? I'm not messing with you.
go ahead.
You asked.
Okay, the question: how do we get through this? Go ahead.
I I think one of the things, especially because of being a pastor and in ministry, we've got to
Right.
be honest about where we find
Yes.
ourselves. And one
Mm.
of the things that COVID has cut out is our capacity to say that I'm not claiming COVID. Baby, COVID doesn't happen everywhere. So you can claim
Right.
it or not. It's going on and it's going on for real. Just like was
Yes.
mentioned earlier, we needed some reality therapy. No
Mm-hmm.
one could
Yes.
call it, nobody
Mm-hmm.
could prophesy it, nobody spoke
Right.
about it, but we had to learn how to live through it. And what I know
Come on.
is that God can deal with the realities of our lives and still be the very God we need during those difficult times. And so that is one of the things that I would suggest that we've got to
Yes.
continue to do is to be
Right.
honest about where we find ourselves.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
That is so.
Right. Right.
Thomas, I told you she go buckle your seatbelt.
Well, I mean, she was speaking so good, and because she was speaking into our lives, I read that comment that my mom wrote, and mom, we're gonna talk about that once I get to North Carolina, because she said that Martin was strong and great to have him in my life. You have no idea, Miss Davis.
But you know what? I'm grateful for Thomas. I'm grateful for who y'all don't see behind the scenes. Daryl, who's
Yeah.
absolutely amazing, and
Right.
these men have totally changed my life this year.
Right.
See, love you, Rev sister. Grateful for your leadership, see, and your mentoring. That's what it's all about
Right.
during this time.
Praise the Lord.
Y'all, there is an absence of true leadership.
Right.
There's an absence of the heart of God. Come on, because it's
Yeah.
been a hard year because we found out that everyone who was claiming Christ was not modeling Christ. Come on, somebody. In that, and the love was not being distributed like Christ would have it. So 2020 became a very hard year of reality when there was a huge
Yes.
part of Christendom that got silent during the Black Lives Matter movement. And we're supposed to love like Christ, but we did not show it. Come on, show the love of Christ. So it made you to even question, Well, which Christ are you serving? Because I want to go back to the Good Times episode when Michael was praying to the Black Jesus in that. So how do we reconcile that, Thomas, in times like this? And then Dr. Story, I'm going to have you rebuttal on that as well.
One of the things that I want to add on to that as well, Marty, is 2020 has forced us to be transparent.
Yes.
Whether we want to be or not.
Yes.
And I have said in my own personal life, 2020 has been a year of transparency. Mm-hmm. And what we have to do, to go back to your initial question that you asked Dr. Story, first thing is first. We can't pick and choose who we were born in and birthed into.
Right.
We can't pick and choose who our family members are. What we have to do is something that we don't like to do a lot, and that word is called accept the things that you cannot change. We have to accept and we have to respect people. We have to accept that people are going to be who they are. Yes, we got to understand that although I may want you to do this, it's just not going to happen. So I want to say that we got to do two things: accept the things that we can't change, walk into who you are, walk into your purpose, and understand the fact that when we fast forward to what you just said, we got to understand where we are and be comfortable in that. And take your gifts that you have within yourself and make an impact. I just said on Sunday night, I am not the best oratorical person in the world, but guess what? I still got a voice.
Yes, you do.
So we have to take our gifts, our talents, and use it to continue to educate people, to tell people what's right, tell people what's wrong, to be able to empower everyone to keep moving forward. And I'm thankful for this opportunity that you have provided me, Marty, because if I didn't have this platform prior to it, I still would have been questioning my voice.
I hear you. Listen, we all do. Go ahead, Dr. Story. I saw the move of God.
Baby, I would have been high-fiving over there, because I'm telling you, I was like, put me in, coach, put me in, coach. But one of the things I believe that 2020 has also done, it has revealed the falsehood of those who are in the household of faith, that we've been making claims in which our conduct and our character were not lined up with. And one of the things you've mentioned, Marty, is that where were the evangelicals when Black Lives Matter was out there? They were silent at the wrong time. They were silent because they're complicit. And baby, I'm telling you, if 2020 hadn't done anything, it's put a spotlight on the church in such a way where we found out that our slip is showing. If we done found out that we ain't who we say we is, and that we could not huck and buck and scream and shout and run COVID out, we couldn't do anything about the economy. We had to allow God to be who he was, and the falsehood of what we've been taunting to others has been exposed in this hour, and I'm grateful for it.
Yes.
I said it and I mean it.
I'm grateful for it too, because what it also showed, see, Keith talking about that revelation season has come, baby. You ain't never talking about and we've had
a little bit, Marty, revelation and unveiling, because you can't hide in 2020.
You can't.
Because some stuff that we think, and I say this again, we have been forced to deal with things that we normally wouldn't deal with in our homes. Because when you in the house with somebody that you really, really, really don't like, you are learning some things, and they are learning things about us. So it's a year of being transparent, and things are coming to light.
I'm so grateful for 2020, because those of us who yes, it was hard. Yes, we had some challenging times, but yes, it caused us to take a look at ourselves and then deal with ourselves and then deal with those around us as well. I love this. Jen says playtime has stopped in 2020.
Yes, it has.
Yes, because Yeah, it really is. So and the other thing I'm grateful for is that we and I'm gonna put on my ministerial hat. We had to realize there's a difference between mental health services and spiritual guidance, and that we finally
Right.
have recognized that I can see my therapist and pray and talk to my pastor and still
Hmm.
maintain my salvation.
Right.
And with that, studies have showed, there's research out there showing that those who have a spiritual connection, that they recover much faster than the average person who does not have that
Right.
support system. Why?
Right.
Because they're being
Hmm.
fed into, they're being reaffirmed, they're being reconstipated, not constipation, but constipated in that. Well, 2020 had to let some folks let some things go. But
Oh Lord.
y'all pray my strength in the
Oh
Lord.
I'm praying for you tonight, Marty.
Well, some stuff had to come out in all
gosh. Yes.
ways. But in that we can mirror, and I've had more pastors call me and talk to me in this year than I have, because our pastors need help, and two, we need to also recognize what are our limitations, because
Hmm.
Thomas and I have to sign this thing called we do go through law and ethics, and an
Rest.
ethical thing says when someone is out of our scope of practice, we then refer out to a specialist.
Correct.
Right. And we have to, I want to just come along for those who are pastors. It's okay that something might not be in your scope of practice when it comes to mental health, because when it comes to spiritual things, now I have a degree in divinity and all that, but some spiritual things that
Hmm.
others are comfortable in, we need to refer out. And we want the pastor to be comfortable that they can refer out. I'm not
Right.
trying to have no church. I'm not trying to be a pastor. I'm just trying to be Marty in that. Dr. Story,
But
talk a little
Marty,
about,
you're
go
mentioning
ahead.
but you're mentioning something quite critical because in New York, when we had all of the deaths that were going
Hmm.
on, there's no way to
Right.
have a whole diaconate board
Hmm.
transition because of COVID and
Right.
lose the number of individuals that we have without there being a mental health
Right.
aspect to ministry. And because we maybe never had to partner before, we're finding ourselves in a place where we got to tell the truth that we've got individuals, whether they have been on the periphery of pain.
Hmm.
They've had
Right.
to see
Hmm.
pain and experience pain and in
Yes.
isolation. And because of
Yes.
all of that, refer out, baby. You better drag somebody like yourself and Thomas in. Because
Yes.
because the
Hmm.
reality is we need you guys' voices and experience and
Hmm.
know-how within the ranks of the righteous in order for
Yes.
us to be able to move forward from this without it being having a devastating effect on
Hmm.
how we're able to do ministry and if we're able to do it at the level that God deserves.
That's
and
right.
and I love that, and I love the fact that you are saying walk into your gift, but be
Hmm.
strong enough to be who you are, and ask someone else to come in and help you out on in an area that may not be so great. I don't
Hmm.
have
Hmm.
a degree in divinity, but I can walk you through some coping skills. But if you
Right.
are a client that's telling me that your faith is built in Him, I know that's not my area. So I may reach out and say,
Hmm.
hey, Pastor, I have a client that could benefit from some spiritual guidance. That's
Hmm.
okay too. Because
Hmm.
that's how we partner
Hmm.
together. That's how we work
Right.
together. So thank you for sharing that. That is
Yes.
awesome.
Let's look
Hmm.
at this comment that Shayla puts up here. Talks about, says grief also needs to be normalized and talked about in the physical, emotional, and
Yes.
mental sense. She's absolutely right. Right. And can
Yes.
we deal with it in the spiritual sense of it as well? Because for the first time,
Absolutely.
everybody was on the sick and shut in list. And how do we get to reach everybody? Everybody was on the sick and shut in list. Who's on? We praying for the whole church. We praying for everybody. Everybody on the sick and shut in.
I can't.
But it's true. And now we
You
have
talking right.
Right.
Because not only do we have grief, but now we have complicated grief. That's that long term, because we had so many that didn't have closure. We didn't know what to do. Pastors were scared. Pastors weren't coming out to funerals. Pastors definitely weren't going out to visit folk anymore. With that, so what do we do? How do we have this? This is supposed to be a thankful. We're thankful of all this, but we want to help bring resolution to all this. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
In that. So how do we do better in the end of 2020, and how do we even make this change in 2021, Dr. Story?
Well, one of the things I do want to go back, and then I can move forward with what you were speaking on with complicated grief, because we not only have the grief and complicated grief, but we also have trauma if you're African American, because I don't know how many times I had to witness George Floyd being killed on the news. And that was traumatizing. And so not only do we have grief and complicated grief, and I believe we have trauma, but we also are going to have that complicated grief recomplicate. I don't know how to say that again.
You are right.
With COVID coming back around again. And it may have missed me the first time, but I potentially could be that person that gets sick this time. And how, I believe this is a poignant question, because with it being unprecedented times, we're going to have to do some unusual methods in order to ensure that we are helping our people, our communities, and our families, because we've got students who are with their parents and parents who are with their children, and they did not have a real relationship previously, and now they found out that they don't like either one of each. The parent don't like the child don't like the children. I mean, it's just a whole movie going on, and then we still have to figure out how to pay bills, and so that's complicated. And then with being Black and brown, and recognizing the level and the severity of racism, and how it has unmasked itself. Now it doesn't have on a hood and an outfit. Now it'll speak boldly on CNN and everything else, as well as from a presidential press briefing. It'll do that every day. And so that even that, we're going to have to do something unprecedented and unusual to minister and to respond to the needs of our men, our women, our children, and our families. I believe that.
Yeah, Thomas, would you agree with her? Definitely says.
Yes.
I love this. What Jerron here says, and we therapists are glad to help. Hear that? Glad to help you, pastors, get those who come to you for pastoral counsel into treatment for their mental health. That is so. And
I love it.
Yeah, don't you love that? Because there has to be a partnership. That's where they're going. Is this your member here, Dr. Story? That mental health is real, and
she's one of the ministers.
Okay.
Yeah, she's one of the ministers in New York. She's a bad mamma jamma too. Don't play with yourself. Janelle is bad, but anyway.
But I love what she says, that we have to go beyond that, and which we are normalizing as spiritual wellness, but doing that as well. She's absolutely right. We have so much, and Thomas will agree with this, because you may not. Thomas is he runs a school. And dealing with all those mental health there. But one of the things that we have not seen, that we definitely expect to increase on, child abuse, domestic violence. We haven't even talked about all of that. Incest and all of those things that happen that we just cover up because of the pandemic, because our teachers have always been one of the biggest indicators and reporting those. Thomas, talk to us about some things that we might come to expect in 2021, or how do we even deal with this, and how do we as church members and pastors such as Pastor Story deal with this as well?
I would just say the first thing that we got to realize is that when we talk about grief, I kind of want to break that down a little bit more.
Okay, sure.
Grief is just not the passing or loss is not just a passing of a loved one. It's
Right.
not death. It's not the funeral. It's not someone being in the hospital. Grief and loss can be a loss of a job.
Yes.
It can be loss of finances.
Yes.
I'm in Washington, D.C. I'm seeing people stuff on the street, people coming by, picking up stuff and running down the street
Wow.
with other stuff that does not belong to them. Then on top of
Wow.
that, you hit a very important point. When we talk about abuse,
Yes.
we talk about there is an uptick in child abuse.
Yes.
Because why? Our parents are being a teacher at home.
Yes.
They got to be on a laptop,
Right.
punching numbers in on their job,
Yes.
but they
Right.
also got to be sitting beside their kid to say, hey, I'm tired of this teacher calling me, telling me that you have logged off Zoom.
Right.
That put together add pressure.
Right. Right.
And the pressure
Yes.
builds up to you are in the house.
Right.
You can't tell Amy to go outside no more because COVID.
Right.
Amy can't go into her room because if she goes in her room, she's not going to be on Zoom. So all of those different environmental factors add to the increase in uptick because of stress,
Right.
because of anxieties, because
Yes.
of their own individual mental, challenges that they have. Then let's talk about sex trafficking. Things that we really don't want to talk about.
Lord have mercy.
People
Yes.
need money, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
We have to talk about these things. And the problem that I feel that we as the church and we as the clinicians and we as people in general, we don't talk about certain things because it's not a popular discussion.
Right.
But COVID wasn't popular either in March the 15th. But what happened? It shut the whole world down.
Yes, it did.
So I'm saying all of that to say is we have to focus and make things visible and give these people and give our people coping skills to reduce this behavior. Because there's trafficking, there's drug abuse, there's selling stuff, there is stealing. I mean, everything is happening because people are losing so much. And that causes people to have a sense of grief. So I just want the people to understand that it's not just we're just talking about COVID and people being in ICU or having funerals. Think about Thursday, right? Thursday, what's going to happen? A lot of us aren't going to be able to have our traditional family Thanksgiving. That is impactful for a lot of people.
Yes.
That's a form of loss too. That's
Right.
a form of grief. So we have to be able to tell people, like Dr. Story is saying, like you saying, Marty, we got to keep pushing forward and be thankful for the small things. Because it can be that other side. So that's sorry, but I just feel passionate about bringing things to light.
That's
because
true.
we think it, we see it, but we don't speak it.
Right. Right. And we see that
Yes.
so much.
Yes.
We see that. So how do we encourage those? What are some of your suggestions, all of us, Dr. Story, that you would have even for those who might be single, those who cannot get on the plane because of that, cannot get in their cars or because they're just fearful?
Right.
How do we normalize this year? And what are some suggestions that you might have even spiritually or even just practically? I'm not even talking about spiritual, just maybe everyday stuff.
Right.
Right. Well, because I'm single, not for long. No, I'm joking.
Hallelujah.
Amen. Claim it, baby.
I'm stepping into prophecy right now. I'm prophesying now. So we don't.
Speak it. Speak it.
I'm doing my best.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I've learned is that sometimes I've got to sit down and write out what has occurred. Many times there
That's
have been
good.
things that I felt like was not so good.
Right.
And in
Right.
the end, it was because of that
Yes.
that I see a connection to this
Right.
new open door or opportunity. And so
Yes.
I struggle to talk about the negative.
Mhm.
I try to be real about where I find myself, but I struggle
Mhm.
to call something good and bad because
Right.
I believe God will cause all things to
Yes.
work
Right.
together for the good
Right.
of them that love God and are the called according to his purpose. So that's one of the things that I believe.
Yes.
But then I also believe that there needs to be something ocular and physical that is around us that will remind us that we are alive, or for moments that we celebrate. And so for me, cooking, my mother would always make a strawberry cake. So when I'm thinking about my mom, I would do
Mm-hmm.
that. Or I have a candle
Right.
I'll burn, and that
Mm,
is that light and
nice.
that
Wow.
ocular thing that I can see, that's a reminder of who
Right.
she is. So I'm not so in myself. And because I'm
Love
by
it.
myself, I struggle at times, also wanting someone to reach out to me. And I
Right.
hear a lot of those that are home alone and those that are single that say, no one calls me. But there are
Mm-hmm.
some times where you've got to reach out. And I've learned that sometimes we're busy, and it's not that people don't love or care, or don't have concern. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
they just may not be aware that we
Right.
need them in that
Oh,
moment.
that is
And
so
so it's
good.
nothing wrong with me reaching out and saying, "Hi, Marty, I just wanted to hear your voice. I was feeling lonely for a moment, and you always
Right.
make me happy." I've learned how to be honest in my relationships, especially men women relationships, and women. We got to learn how to be honest, to tell people, I love
Mm-hmm.
you, I appreciate you.
Yes.
Because if COVID didn't teach us anything, it taught us that we don't have all of the time that we think we have, and we don't have as much control over anything that we do. And so
Yes.
whatever I have, I gotta tell you that I love you. And so when I do talk to you, I say it. And I'm not trying to say husband, wife. I want you to know you're loved, because you
Right.
Yes.
never know who might not hear words of appreciation
Right.
and validation for our existence, not
Right.
what
Yes.
we've done, but because of who we are. And so
That's
that's
it.
a little bit of what I would recommend.
Dr.
Yes.
Story, I love that you said that. I literally just posted on social media, on Facebook, black men, it is okay to tell another black male that you love them and still be okay and strong.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
We have to
Mm-hmm.
tell, but you know what? And
yes,
if we can't tell our kids that, when our kids run up to
yes,
us and say, "Hey, Daddy, I love you," you want to water it down with a pound. You're
Right.
not teaching them what
yes,
unconditional love is, and
Yes.
that leads
right,
them to go
exactly.
out and find it somewhere else in the wrong way. And if you could go back to that
Yes,
comment that Mr. Keith posted, I want to answer that question. And
Okay.
I do see you, Terrence. Hey, Frat. He says, "Is the environmental factors just due to COVID?"
Right.
Sir, no, it's not. It's been there before. Or
mhm,
our constant and consistent manner not to be present in our families, mainly
Mm-hmm.
just bringing to the surface things that we are lacking from even before COVID. So to basically answer your question, COVID, as I said on a few shows ago,
Mm-hmm.
has forced us to face some things that we have always put on the backside.
Right.
Because if we didn't have COVID, we'd be on the move, on the move, on the move, on the move, and not really paying attention to those things.
It
So to
slowed us
answer your
down.
to answer your question, sir, it has always been here. But because we are forced to be in our homes, some of us, because our numbers are going up, but some of us that are listening and staying at home is forcing us to deal with some things that we have never wanted to face before.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. Let's look
can
at
I
Pam's.
add
Go,
something
please,
on there?
please,
Okay,
please.
because I also am troubled that we don't remember. I'm just a second generation from slavery. So
Right.
some
Right.
of the tools and the skills we act
Right.
like we had. You got to understand, my grandparents were beat as adults.
Yes.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so then, and the other aspect of it was they were made to work long hours and
Mm-hmm.
not be present in order
Right.
for
Mm-hmm.
them to have value and be able to support their household. So some of it is us catching up to the
Right.
tools as well necessary for us
Mm-hmm.
to have whole individuals, because that's what this nation did to us. And we got to be
Mm-hmm.
honest about that as well.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. You're absolutely right with that. Let's get a couple more comments in here. Let's look at Pam's next here. And she's talking about this. I'm going to my son's house and it's really scary. It scares me, but I miss them so much. It's only immediate family this year, but it's still so scary. Going to
Right.
be safe and wear a mask and being in Florida, we are eating outside. That's good. It's supposed to be 80 degrees Thursday. Wonderful. Stay safe, everyone, and have a blessed Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Pam, we had
Yeah, you do the same.
yes, definitely. We had Dr. Allen on here last week. And Dr. Story, she talked about she's an OBGYN and a medical doctor in LA, been doing this, and she even says, listen, wear your masks,
Mm-hmm.
keep your social distancing, and do those things that's going to make yourself safe. And eating outside, wonderful with that. I know that we're going to be probably doing some eating outside ourselves here in Southern California. We're supposed to have mid 70s, so it's wonderful.
Nice.
We'll have some nice spacing, be able to open up the doors with that, keeping to immediate family. And you guys doing, we're doing, my sister is coming in, and not that I'm promoting anyone to travel, but she's done a COVID test. Her test came back negative with that and everything. So we're doing that. We're taking temperatures. We're keeping our distance. We're quarantining, and just that immediate, like you said, immediate family.
Right.
That's it. So we're creating our own bubble.
Right.
We're not, because a lot of times we like to house hop and let me take some of your sweet potato pie, and take some of your peach cobbler, girl. Your greens. No. We keep your own cook your own food this year. Keep your own bubble. But because now let's look at it. The NBA bubble worked. So we have to learn how to do a bubble with those that we're in contact with. I think that was a great experiment with that, and keep our contact very in encasing with that, so we can do that.
But you know what it's called, Marty? It's called making an adjustment.
Yes.
And we have to be okay with making an adjustment without trying to manipulate the adjustment.
Yes.
But I want to ask Dr. Story this, because she talked about something a few moments ago, just about being single.
Right.
How can we tell our individuals that are single or may not be able to move like they want to on this week as far as the Thanksgiving? What would you tell those individuals who may just be stuck in the house, stuck in the rut, and just not feeling this week?
Yeah, that's good.
I would just reach out. I know I made some recommendations to some people to have like a progressive Thanksgiving where you go to somebody's house for appetizers on Zoom, then you get off at 1 o'clock from them, and you have dinner at somebody else's house at 2 o'clock on Zoom, and you eat there, and then you leave them, and then you have your refreshments at someone else's house about 7 on Zoom, and you're able to do that and make time to be with your nieces and nephews, and call your aunts and uncles, and spend some time on the phone, and send pictures, and do some one-on-one. I think also one of the things that has handicapped us as well has been social media, where it's like I gotta put it out for the 4,000 people and hope it falls on someone that wants to reach out to me, when I could do it the old-fashioned way and dial your telephone number and be like, hello,
come on,
just wanted to say happy Thanksgiving to you.
Yes. So let's look at Miss Jans and Dr. Story. You can definitely address that too, that she puts in here. She says, COVID is not normal. So we have to encourage the new that God is bringing into us. That's good. New ways to be grateful, new ways to be thankful, and embrace this season as we bring it, as we begin to live it. We are learning. Yes, we are learning and relearning to love each other in the simple form. I love that. I love you and this conversation. Wow. Dr. Story, you want to go ahead and tag team on that one too?
Yeah, I told y'all Jan is a beast. But
Yes.
I agree with her. We do have to learn how to be grateful in the little things. Early
Mm-hmm.
on, I was doing a dance like you do when you get in the end zone after scoring a touchdown because I had 12 rolls of toilet paper in the house. And
Right.
it was like yes, and I think we do need to get back to some of
Yes.
those basic things. Can I tell y'all
Right.
one of the worst things that I've had to learn is that I may not need the 35 black suits that I have. I might not need them. I might not
You
need
just
the
might not need
400
all
pair
30.
of shoes.
Uh-huh.
Right.
I might not need them. I might.
Yeah.
So I've learned uh, um, to scale
Simplify.
down and to kind of
Yes.
simplify.
Right.
That's right. To kind of simplify, and it has been great reaching out and
Right.
talking to people and being intentional
Right.
about when
Yes.
someone goes through my mind. I know I won't see them, and so now that
Yes.
intentionality, it gives me that opportunity to do that, and I'm grateful for that. I'm like Jan,
Amen.
being able to do that has been great. And just like Thomas had said as well, it's us making adjustments. I
Hmm.
traveled to see my father, so 14 days before, I had to adjust my schedule in order to
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
ensure I did not come in
Yes.
contact because I have an
Right.
83-year-old dad
That's
that
right.
I
Right.
need to be around and I
Yes.
desire to see. And so I have to make those adjustments. And so I've been on every Zoom meeting and every conference call thing to catch up with everybody because I can't be there in person. And when I was on
Yeah.
the airplane, I looked like a snowman because I had on full on
Mm-hmm.
PPE.
Right, right. You have to. And that's what we have to realize.
Right.
We have to make willing sacrifices
Right.
for
Yes,
those we want to
yes,
be around. I hear
Right.
you. My
yes,
74-year-old mother lives with me,
yeah.
and she has some pre-existing conditions that I have to
Right.
be very mindful of
Right.
in that. So
Mhm.
I keep my circle like this. I go to my
Right.
office,
Right.
shut my door, and go home, shut our door in this. So being safe and putting safety first is a priority.
Right.
When I was looking at CNN,
Yeah.
they talked about let's make the sacrifice this year of safety so we can see Thanksgiving 2021. We can see Thanksgiving
Mhm.
2022 and so on.
Yeah.
Go ahead, read that one for us, Thomas.
I'm glad you posted up, Daryl. Thank you. Also, I struggle with being my safest during COVID, but seeing others that don't think COVID is real, how do I lower my anxiety
That's
about
good.
this?
That's good.
One thing I would just say, Keith, is that the fact that you are recognizing it and bringing it to the forefront of your mind is how you are dealing with it. You are
Hmm.
coping with it. The
Hmm.
next step is to make sure that you are physically, as Marty say, distant. Go out early in the morning before people are up in the morning. Go do your errands a little earlier and find somebody that you can just talk out your frustrations with. Don't go to the person and say, "Why do you have on a mask?" But because people are all over the place right now. But just find someone within yourself and go talk to somebody. Say, "Hey, I just saw something that just wasn't right." But keep doing what you're doing by paying attention to it, acknowledging it, but not letting it take over you. Because you can
Yeah.
only be responsible and in charge of yourself. And I'm glad you said that, Dr. Story, earlier about the flight because my family knows before I leave Maryland tonight, when I
Hmm.
get there, I'm wearing a mask. I'm
Hmm.
bringing my thermometer.
Hmm.
I already said if it's gonna be more than X amount of people, I got to go. Why? Because I
Mhm.
live in a bigger area.
Hmm.
Truth be told, I have not been in my house since March 15th. I gotta get gas. I gotta go
Hmm.
to the grocery store. I'm
Hmm.
getting my toilet paper
Mhm.
because guess what? Because it's running out again. And
I,
so I know that I've been out traveling, and I know I don't want
Yes.
to take a big metroplex area because I don't know if I am asymptomatic.
right,
When I
right,
walk in the house, I'm not being funny. I'm protecting you.
right.
And have to be honest and have those conversations and set the tone before you make a move. So thank you so much for sharing it. Because at the end of the day, it's not about us; it's about our loved ones.
This is a sign of love this year.
Right.
That's right.
This says I love you.
That's right.
I love you. I love me, and I want to see. And I'm thankful for these masks so that we can see more times together.
Right.
With that. Wow. You guys, this has been absolutely amazing.
We done?
Well, it's that time. We don't want to do overkill with that. But I know we're just Dr. Story.
Yes.
What are some parting words that you would like to encourage all of our listeners on tonight?
I would just encourage us to. I believe Thomas said it maybe best earlier, just to remember and to reflect on some things. There have been some incredible things that happened this year. And it has not just been COVID. There have been babies born. People have been married. Many of us, we're still living on the inside, and we can eat whatever we want to eat, dress the way we want to dress. We still financially are somewhat secure. We've been able to see, a president, voted on, and president-elect and Kamala coming. I mean, there have been some incredible things that have happened in this year and in our individual lives. There is still something incredible about who we are. This year may not have looked the way we wanted to look, but we have virtue and value, and the best is still yet to come.
Yes, it is. Let's put up that comment that Justin just put right there.
I love it.
Yeah, go ahead. Read that one for us, Thomas, because the best is yet to come.
This year is showing us how much we really love each other. We need to remember that it's not just about you as an individual. It's about trying to preserve family and friends. And I love what you said, Dr. Story, when you said the best is yet to come. Because guess what? My tagline is, I'm still excited about your future.
Yes. The best is still yet to come.
If we get excited about it, guess what? The best will come.
Someone get Donald Lawrence on the phone.
Yes.
I need all the Tri-City singers to be up in here. But Dr. Story, since we're talking about the best is yet to come, you have something that's about to happen in 2021. What's going to be happening with you in 2021, Dr. Story?
Listen, I hate telling secrets, but because we amongst friends.
Yes, we're amongst friends.
I am so excited that I am going to be doing a podcast, and it's called A Daughter's Dialogue. I'm so excited about it. Marty and Daryl and all of them have pushed me to the point of no return, and so we're just really excited. We're excited about it. We're going to have individuals coming in, and so hopefully Thomas will be able to be with me. Marty is going to be with me, and others. But we're going to be going over something that I kind of dubbed the Cinderella syndrome, and so I believe it's going to help women out with women relationships and about our own self-esteem and our own worth and value. And Marty, thank you so much for pushing me into my purpose. I love you.
Love you too. Listen, you are too. Isn't she so powerful?
Yes, I love it.
So listen, you already got all these people. Congratulations. They're loving it already. So you heard it first here on Mental Health Matters with Marty. Miss Penny, you are going to love Dr. Story here. She is so profound. Listen, the outline of what she's given us, Thomas, for this thing is going to run you crazy. It's going to run you crazy. See, folks are already going to be ready. We're going to be having a launch party for Dr. Story. It's going to be off the chain. Let me tell you something.
I'm coming.
Yes, I got to get my purple.
You got to come. You got to come.
Yes. So y'all stay tuned.
Yes.
Dr. Story is
Yes.
like thebomb.com. You're going to hear all about her. She's already got a following. We got some excited. I can't tell y'all no more because we can't give it away. We can't give it away. But stay tuned. January, it is on and popping. So
All right.
the Daughters Dialogue, the Cinderella Syndrome, it is absolutely amazing with
Love
Dr.
it.
Story with that. And she is ooh, let me tell you something. She is about to be blown up, and we want to make her one of the top trending podcasts coming out. See, look at that. Congratulations. Yes, Lord, for
Yes.
such a time as this. That's right. Congratulations, Reverend Rita. That's right.
Oh, Kim.
This is just the beginning. This is just the
Yes.
beginning,
Yeah.
Dr. Story, of what God has in store for you. So this is I'm thankful and grateful for you, and you continue. She's been pouring into my life for some 15 years, Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Just coming to, I would call her when we didn't have nothing but some chicken and fried chicken and maybe a orange soda. It just said orange. It didn't even say, that we could pay her, and maybe a biscuit
Right.
and a drive-through at Popeyes and McDonald's, and a cup of coffee maybe.
Right.
And she would come and preach
Yeah.
to almost 1,000 young people, and it was just amazing. I never forget that time. She says, "Be who you is." Exclamation point.
Love it.
Change young people's
Yeah.
lives and everything. So, Dr. Story, we are so thankful and grateful for you. Thank
Yes.
you.
God.
Thank you.
Bless
Thank
you.
you.
Bless you.
Thomas, how
Yes.
can our people get a hold of you? What's going on? Share with us what's coming up next on your Move Mountains.
Before I do that, real quick, I just want to say to our viewing audience, reach out to those that you can't see.
Yes.
Send a text, send a Snapchat, do a TikTok, do a quick video. Let the people know that you're there for them, you love them, and you miss them. Because we need to be there for each other. And most of all,
Yes.
tell them that you love them. I love Dr. Story. This is my first time meeting her, but I love her energy.
Yes.
Marty is my boy. He gives me a hard time, but that's my boy. We have to tell everybody we love them. But I just want to say, on December the 6th, on Move Mountains and Break Barriers, it's funny that Dr. Story went where she went, because we're going to be talking about some season changes. And I ain't talking about the Christ and December 25th. There is a time that we got to move some things, some situations, some people out of our lives. And so we're going to be talking about season change, what that looks like. How can we become prepared for 2021? We're going to flush ourselves out. We're going to clean ourselves up, and we're going to make a move.
Yes.
And we're going to move those mountains and break those barriers.
That's right.
Join me on December the 6th as we continue to talk about season changes and moving our mountains. And Marty, I humbly again thank you for allowing me, a little country boy that stutters, an opportunity to go out here and reach people and be my authentic self. And I just want to thank you for being my mentor, for guiding me and showing me the support. And I love you, brother. Thank you so much.
Love you too, man. Listen, this is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to uplift everyone in what we do. And God doesn't give us these talents for us to sit on them and choose who we want to extend them to, but we're to extend them to everyone. And I love stutterers because my daughter stutters. And so, but she is chatty Cathy, and she never let it be a hindrance to anything that she needed to do.
That's right.
With that. So we just love you. Oh, listen, Miss Penny, of course, definitely.
I love you too, Mama.
You all right. And we cannot move and not say we are so grateful for, as he calls himself, the Mac in the back. None other than him, who makes this look so easy, who makes me look so like we really that good. But listen, y'all don't know what happens behind the scenes. He makes us look good.
And look, hold us accountable too.
Yes, he does. Listen, Justin, thank you for that. Listen, as always, you could have chosen any other live stream to listen to, y'all. We know that there's so many to listen to, but you chose us. We are so grateful. We want you to have a very, very safe Thanksgiving. And as always, as I always say, Don't suffer in silence in the shadow of shame, but speak up. Speak out and live. Please join us. And listen, I also have a little thing called a podcast. We want you to check out my podcast. It's called none other than Mental Health Matters with Marty. Those of you who are, you can subscribe to on any of your favorite podcasting streaming device or instruments that you use. But if you are an Apple listener, we want you to listen, stream, and give us a 5-star rating, leave us a review, and become an iMatter member by texting iMatter to 31996. Again, iMatter to 31996. And then check out our website at mentalhealthmarty.com. But in this journey of life, don't suffer in silence. Speak up, speak out, and live. Be safe this Thanksgiving. Wear your mask, and be grateful for the times that we have. Until next week, God bless and see you then.